Hey everybody. Thank you for joining me today. I wanted to do an oracle reading for sweet little Gannon stauch. I wanted to find out if, clues about where he is, when they're going to find him, all of that. So we're just going to get into it. The middle card is Dreamtime Creation. And this card, it talks about the Aborigines of Australia. For them, that the dream time is the place before time and outside of time, in which historical spirit beings came to earth and gave all of life its form. Once the work was done, these spirits remained in the very forms that they created, including the hills, the animals, the stars, and other features of the land, and continue to be present today. The Dreamtime is an individual's or group's spiritual template, including songs and stories that have been handed down for the last 60,000 years. Although Aborigines would say that they've existed since the beginning of time, in one such tradition, there's a creation story involving a didgeridoo, which is essentially a hollowed-out log that emits a droning sound when played. In this card, we see that as a spirit man plays the didgeridoo, the world is sung into existence. Notice the various beings and colors and structures of the land that are being created. All are carrying the spirit that has been. Okay, as you can see here. Alright, so our next one is going to be the waterfall, effortless. And it states that water naturally flows from higher to lower ground, eventually finding its way to the ocean. One of nature's most dynamic demonstrations of this fact is the waterfall. Graceful, powerful, effortless, she can take our breath away with her cascading beauty. She readily flows around that which may otherwise impede. She's extremely patient, persistent, and skillful in the way that she so gradually shapes and carves her passage down the slope of the mountain. Notice how the waterfall forms ribbons, and with that accord, with the artistry of the stone faces as she descends, joining the calmer pool for a rest before she continues her journey. There is no strain or stress in this movement. The water simply flows, natural law of interaction, between the formations of the precipice. I'm sorry, guys. As she travels and the powerful fluidity and adaptability of her flow. It's effortless. Okay. So the next one that we have, which is below, which is going to be the external influence. This was what was hidden, right? This is the issue, what was hidden. And then here's going to be our external influences, which is island solitude. The solitary tree on this island, surrounded by the glassy sea, can invoke different feelings depending on one's perception and beliefs. The tree, which is in full blossom, stands out amid the relative starkness and is illuminated by a beam of light emerging from the otherwise dark sky. It's an elegant reminder of how, even in what may appear to be a relatively barren circumstance, there is still beauty and growth. Although an island like this can be a metaphor for isolation and desolation, the thriving tree proves that even in the harshest of environments, there is life. We can see the tree's spider-like roots spreading out along the rocks, seeking nourishment from the mist soil. The sense of peace and solitude depicted in the image proves nourishment for the soul. You need to take, and the message here, essentially, you need to take some time for solitude, preferably in silence. Spend the morning, afternoon, or even the entire day by yourself, completely unplanned and unstructured. The bombardment of your senses by the noise and intensity of society leaves you on alert for more than is necessary. The vibration of millions of people's worries and fear throughout the world can impinge upon you and greatly affect you if you do not honor your need to pull back from time to time. When you have passed through any self-constructed barriers to enjoy the quiet peace of solitude, it will serve you best if you simply observe the thoughts and emotions that pass through you, especially those that cause shortness of breath or quickening of heartbeat. Okay. So we're going to go right here to the next one, which is Ancient Healing Wisdom, Shaman. The deep, compassionate eyes of the Native American shaman portray the wisdom of one who has seen and who knows. He has witnessed visions, spirits, suffering, joy, and knows that everything exists as spirit intentionally behind it, has spirits intentionally behind it. Able to travel beyond the veil of ordinary reality, the shaman's primary assignment is to discern and maintain the balance between the human community, what the human community takes from the natural world, and what it gives back. When this relationship is out of balance, the shaman must do whatever is necessary to restore it. Balance equals healing. Okay? The shaman lives his life in ceremony and treats everything with discernment, including the great mystery of death, and the even greater mystery of life. He works with his spirit helpers, including his ancestral spirits, to help him in his service to his people and to the Earth Mother, providing a liaison between the spiritual worlds and the physical world. Charged with revealing suffering as one of his relieving suffering as one of his priorities, the shaman does so by first tending to the spiritual world, the source of all illness. These healing powers have been passed along over the millennium from the ancient ones, who knows the healing and curvature powers of spirit. Okay? All illnesses, whether physical, emotional, or psychological, stem from an illness of spirit. It may be due to soul loss, psychic intrusions, ancestral karma, or any other spiritual causes that could be contributing to the manifest condition for which you seek help. Whether other methodologies or remedies you pursue, whether alternative or a combination, let the healing of your spirit be your priority. Know that the deepest spiritual wound is the illusion of being separate from Source, God, Great Spirit, or whatever name you give the Creator. It is the trick of the mind that creates this sense of separation. This is a time of deep healing, starting with your relationship with Spirit. Call upon your spirit guides and ancestors to help you with any emotional, mental, or physical healing that you need. Call upon the Creator to assist you in mending any rift in your relationship with Spirit. Choose thoughts that support wholeness and well-being. Allow any darker thoughts or shadows to appear as well, but simply observe them as they arise in consciousness, then dissolve. See yourself as healed, whole, complete, and it shall be. Okay? So we're going to move to the last one, which is going to be stone people. And this one was the what is required for resolution. So this would mean that who she called upon for healing. What's funny is I had a dream, and I was dreaming about Gannon, and no, was I awake at that time? I don't remember if I was awake or asleep now, but I just kept seeing like the old guy that used to do the commercial, the Indian, the Do Not Litter commercial. If you are old like me, 30, 31, however old I am now, you remember the Do Not Litter commercial, and it had the Indian man, and he had like one tear. And I just kept seeing that kind of guy, and this kind of looks like him but older, so I don't know. Native American for sure though. So I think that she had help. I think that because it's a shaman, I think she was trying to do some kind of alternative healing for sure. I kind of feel that. And then the last card is stone people and vigilant. These stone people stand in their ever-present vigil along the shores of an ocean whose tide has preceded leaving the remnants of water upon which we see them reflected. The sky, a soft and mobile backdrop for these solid beings, suggests peace and calm. They exude power, only moved and shaped by other earth elements such as the sea, wind, and earth herself when she rumbles her belly. With patience, we can not only emulate these stone people, but also respect their ancientness and relative absoluteness of strength. They stand tall, bearing the ragged lines where these other earth elements have carved their impression on those otherwise seemingly immobile fortresses. Long past when we're left the earth for the world of spirit. Or left the earth for the world of spirit. These ancient beings will remain witness to all that transpires before their bodies. So, I mean, I feel that we're going to, it's going to come, it's be soon. Currently, he's isolated, obviously, but it's going to be an effortless find. This is the vigilance and everything's going to be as good as it can be. And unfortunately, there's nothing really that good, whether, whoever else, if anybody else, or whatever the truth of the matter is, a life was ended, and there's nothing that can really change that, because it's not just one life, it's two lives too, right now it's two lives, or three lives, it's a whole lot of people affected, because she's gonna lose her life, with these charges that she got before Gannon is even found. It just means something bad, in my opinion. It just means that it's worse. It's bad. It's bad. I just can't. It means that they know something and they know that it's bad. And it breaks my heart that is, it breaks my heart for everybody involved, because it's a lot of people that, people love her and people love Gannon, and there's just nothing good that can come out of that, of losing someone you love. And I'm really emotional lately. The amount of bad things that have happened to children lately, it's really been affecting me energy wise. I'm fine now. I just had to decompress because baby Evelyn, Gannon, Faye, little sweet Faye Marie Sweatlick, all of these kids and some of the things that are happening to them, it's just really, really, really upsetting. And, the energy, you get it kind of like stuck to you, and you have to cleanse yourself of that energy, and that's what I've had to do. So I'm just a little more emotional because I had to cleanse myself. So I'm emotional for letting the feelings out and letting them go. So it's really hard and kind of weighs on you sometimes, working with these energies and being an empath and really having to feel some of this stuff. It's really hard sometimes, but it's so worth it, and I will continue to do it and give as much as I can. Hopefully these cards, I wanted to do this rather than a traditional reading to kind of get some information about the landscape and where he is in general. I think that, and still, I know that he was moved at some point. I think that the graffiti falls, rainbow graffiti falls, in one of the rooms that are closed off, or one of the cave parts that are closed off from people, is where I think that he might be. I don't know, but that is my opinion, because everything is on this channel is my opinion. It is for educational purposes, trying to learn more. It is everybody's innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. All of those things. I just want to help as much as I can, and I hope that I have. And I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and do something nice for somebody. Make somebody's day. It's contagious. Thank you.